Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this early afternoon, going into afternoon time, for a new album review. This is another new album review, the third album that I'm reviewing for this week's releases for August 12th. And this is for Pale Waves' new album, Unwanted, that I just got done listening to. And I just recently checked this band out, and yeah, we're going to have some things to talk about in this review. So, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 13 songs, which is a runtime of 39 and a half minutes of this album, and let you know my thoughts on it. So, let's dive into this album review. I had to wear my glasses because my eyes were getting to me in previous videos. So, I started wearing my glasses again because I kind of need to. So, yeah. Lies is the first song on the album, and it was okay. It just doesn't have a really memorable melody to it, and just Heather singing in it just makes it seem a little cringy. So it's getting a 3 out of 5. It's still getting the same rating I gave it when I did my Pale Wave single reviews video, which definitely go check that out. I think you'll enjoy it. Because, yeah, it's not a terrible song. This track, I mean, Lies, but the video's not terrible either that I made like last week or so. So definitely go check it out. Or it was probably last week or 2 weeks ago, I think. Can't remember exactly when I did it, but I think it was 2 weeks ago. Unwanted, the title track, was actually decent. Not a terrible song. I was not hating how it was sounding. There's some moments where I don't know if I feel for it, and other moments where I'm like, it's not the best. But I'll give it a 4 out of 5 for this one. The Hard Way was a decent song too. The ending to it makes it seem iffy to like. The drum work's good, the guitar work is pretty strong, and so is some of the bass work a little bit. But the song's not very memorable, but it's something at least. So 4 out of 5. Jealousy is disappointing, unfortunately. Heather just sings so weird in this track, and I'm just not feeling for her vocals in this song. And some of the lyrics are kind of cringy, in my opinion. But hey, that's just me, I guess. It's just depending on the area in the song where you think it's not good or you don't know what you think of it. But Jealousy is a disappointing song, so 2.5 out of 5 still. Alone was an average song. Not sure if I'm feeling for it, but it is what it is, I guess. So 3.5 out of 5. Heather's vocals in it don't sound terrible, but it's just the execution of these tracks are not doing so well over me. So for me, it's just not clicking with me. So I'm just like, this pop punk kind of shit is just not working. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 for Alone. It's not my personal favorite song, but it is what it is. Clean was a disappointing track too. I just don't like how it's sounding lyrically with Heather singing the lyrics and singing the song, and just the overall execution and the delivery with this track does not work. So I'm like, what the fuck, Pale Waves? I'm like, you're kind of disappointing me now with this album. So yeah, 2.5 out of 5 for Clean. It's kind of has cringy lyrics, and just everything about the song is just not good. So yeah, it's not the worst song, but it's disappointing. Without You was a average song. I didn't hate how it was sounding, but there were moments where I wasn't sure if I was feeling for it, and other moments where I was uncertain what to think of it. So 3.5 out of 5. It's got a nice melody, just Heather's vocals in it sound a little better this time around in this song, but not at the best. But it is what it is. Only Problem was decent. Not my favorite song, but it's sort of the stronger track, I guess. It's over a 3.5, so it's gonna get a 4, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, Only Problem, it has this melody change towards the end of the song, and it doesn't sound too bad, but it's just the way it's executing, I guess. It's just not clicking with me too much, so 4 out of 5. You're So Vain was pretty bad. I did not like this one, so 1.5 out of 5. I cannot stand this song. I don't like the verses and how Heather is singing it with her vocals. It just is cringy and is just not working with how the song is trying to sound. And the chorus is probably the only strong part to keep the song afloat, but other than that, the song itself is a mixed baggage and is really bad. So 1.5 out of 5 for You're So Vain. Reasons to Live has grown on me a lot exponentially and in a good way. I don't hate this song. I just wouldn't call it my personal favorite, but it's a guilty pleasure, I guess you could say. Because I come back to this song a lot more than the other singles. The other singles are just, forgettable. But yeah, Reasons to Live's getting a 4.5 out of 5. It's grown on me a lot more than I thought. Because it's the only strong track on this album. The only good track on this album. So, yeah. Numb was a average song. It's not perfect in any way, but there are some moments where I like it and moments where I'm not sure what to think of it. So 3.5 out of 5. Act My Age is a decent song. It's got some, what is it, juvenile lyrics somewhat, but I guess if you think about it, it's not totally terrible, but it is what it is, I guess, so 4 out of 5. And the final track, So Sick of Missing You, was another decent one. I wasn't hating how it was ending, but it's like I've heard these songs from older artists and all that, so it seems like Pale Waves is trying to rip off from some Avril Lavigne kind of vibes and other artists like her and all that. And it's not working. It is not clicking, so yeah. Production, mixing, and execution. I think Pale Waves Unwanted was really bad. I wouldn't recommend checking this album out. It's not even worth wasting 39 and a half minutes. The only song I will give praise to is Reasons to Live. Other than that, this album can just... it's just forgettable, for sure. So, overall, I think Pale Wave's Unwanted album was disappointing. Don't recommend checking it out. You're just gonna be really disappointed with how it's gonna turn out. And, yeah, first score for me, I'm giving Pale Waves Unwanted a 4.5 out of 10. This album sucks. It's going to be on my worst albums of 2022. I was not pleased with this album. I was really torn that it turned out this way. And Jealousy kind of ruined it as one of the singles. And 2 other songs ruined it too. So, when you think about it and all that, it just... this album does not flow right. It does not do well over the listener, in my personal opinion, but that's just me, I guess. So, yeah, 4.5 out of 10 for Pale Waves Unwanted. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Pale Waves Unwanted album, if you've heard it. And if you enjoyed this album review I did for Pale Waves Unwanted, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I would have gone into more explanation with the tracks, but yeah, it's something you gotta listen to for yourself, and basically you're gonna be disappointed with this album for sure. It is not the best album of 2022. It is worse than that. It's probably as bad as the new Skillet Dominion album, and that is not good. So, yeah. But still, I hope you enjoyed this lengthy album review for Pale Waves Unwanted. I'll have the Hollywood Undead album review come out as soon as I can this afternoon. And I'll have a track review for Sleeping with Sirens. Control Alt Delete. I'll be reviewing, so yeah, definitely tune into that track review. And stay safe, guys. Take care. Sorry, Pale Waves, I just wasn't a fan of your album. It was pretty disappointing. But I wish you well in your career. I just think you can do a little bit better than this. This pop punk stuff is not for you. So, it just. I'm not saying it doesn't work, it just. Uh, is just a letdown because of the execution and delivery with how the melodies sound and all that. They just sound so pretentiously familiar, like from other songs they're ripping off of. So, this is not a band I'd check out. The only song I'll praise, like I said, Reasons to Live. Other than that, nope. The rest of the album is just kind of cringe. So, stay safe, take care, and as always, I will see you in my next review.